Merry Christmas, fishies. Or I guess Christmas was yesterday. But this is the first time I get to do it for Christmas, so I'm taking advantage of it. This week we are doing Ice Climbers because we figured there's not really a Christmas character. These are as close to Christmas slash winter as it gets, so we're taking advantage of it. I played a little bit of Ice Climbers growing up. Not a lot, and it was at my friend's house. So, I mean, I never owned Ice Climbers, but my friend did have the Super Nintendo, I believe is what it was. But I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about them, honestly. They're pretty much, they're just two little kids who climb an ice mountain. That's about the extent of the game. But I did, upon doing research, just a little bit of research, because, there's not a whole lot to do. I did realize that I did find out that their names are Popo and Nana, which I did not know. I thought that was cool. I didn't know they had names. So, there's that. And one of the things that I mean, I'm sure if you've played the game, you know these things. I'm not trying to uncover hidden lore or anything. But apparently in the original Japanese version, one of the enemies was a seal, but it was changed in the northern version to be like yetis, and I assume that's just because they didn't want the cute seals being the enemies that we had to kill, so we had to make them not cute seals. Which I get. It's funny, but I get it. I remember playing Ice Climbers in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And I remember when they announced Smash Bros. For like the Wii U and the 3DS, and they announced 8-player Smash, and I just remember talking to my friends about 8-player Smash with Ice Climbers, so there'd be 16 characters jumping around on the screen, and I just thought that was hilarious. That thought in my mind was hilarious. As just kind of like oh yeah, that's ridiculous. That's gonna be a nightmare to like watch and look at. But then, unfortunately, I think they were pulled they just didn't have time to complete programming them, I think is what it was. And issues with the 3DS, being able to run. So, we didn't get them for that game, but then we got them back in Ultimate, which is a lot of fun. I don't play them too often, just because I know my wife, Rose, really loves playing them and just messing around with them. I just never really got into playing them. They're definitely not my favorite fighter, but I don't hate them. I have nothing against them. But because they're such simple characters and there's not a whole lot to really talk about them, I decided I was going to talk a little bit about just like winter and Christmas traditions my family did over the years and things that I just love. And one of the first things that comes to mind for me is we used to do this all the time where we would go ice skating. There was an ice skating rink near our house that was like maybe 8 to 10 minute drive, not far at all. And every winter we would go and we would make hot chocolate and we would just ice skate for hours on end. We did it every year, and it was so much fun because it was just some of the greatest experiences I ever had during the winter time was those ice skating trips and just being with my family, and it was a lot of fun. I'm sure my sisters would all say the exact same thing because they love doing it too. And we would all oh my gosh, I completely had forgotten about this until just now. I used to live in an area. We had an acre property. We had this big horse pasture in our back behind our house. And one year, or when we first moved out there, we got a 4-wheeler so ATV, and one of the years during winter when my sisters were old enough to drive it, we would attach a rope to the back and basically just do donuts in the back pasture, but we would attach like an inner tube to the rope, and just when they would do donuts, we would just be dragging the tube around in circles and just basically just flinging each other off the tube as fast as we could, and the person who could hold on to the most, was like the winner. But yeah, that thought just came flooding back to me. I had completely forgotten about that until just now, but that was so much fun. And then Christmas traditions. My family celebrated Christmas, as I'm not, I'm sure most of you do, but I know some of you don't. And to those, I hope you guys had a great holidays as well and enjoyed your time with your family, because that's what's really the holidays are about, is just being with family and spending time with those you loved, and whether it's family or friends or just by yourself. Just, I hope you guys had a great holiday. But Christmas traditions, my family would do pajamas. My mom would make them most of the time, but sometimes she bought them, but majority of the time she would make us Christmas pajamas. And some of the favorites of all time were they were basically just bags with arm or hands and foot and head hole. It was the greatest. We loved those things, and she's made. I have some now as an adult, and I love them. They're so warm and cozy. They're made of like felt, not felt, fleece. That's the word. They're made. They're made of fleece, and they are the warmest pajamas I own, and I love them so much. But we would read Christmas stories on Christmas Eve and just spend time like not the Christmas Carol. We wouldn't like read it completely, but we would read like abridged versions of it. What was the other one? I forgot what the other book was. But I just remember those fun times and getting the presents on Christmas, putting out the cookies for Santa. And I'm excited now that I am a dad to do these. Unfortunately, this year our child is still too small, too young to really understand, but he sees the presents under the trees, and he has almost opened them a couple times, which is really funny. And we have to tell him, like, no, we gotta wait till Christmas. But he doesn't understand what Christmas is. But I'm super excited to do all these traditions with him and our family as it grows. This will be his second Christmas last year, but he wasn't even a year old last Christmas, so he really didn't understand what was going on. But this year he's got an idea what presents are, and he is excited to open them, and got him a lot of fun things. But we don't have to worry about doing Santa, like telling him who Santa is, and doing cookies and stuff like that, because he doesn't know. I mean, we'll still do cookies because we want Santa to come visit us. But yeah, just it's so interesting to see, like, remember traditions and think about all those fun times as a kid. And we would wake up like super early on Christmas morning, and before we would go and open presents, me, my sisters, and my brother eventually too, would play games in the morning. So we'd wake up early in the morning, play apples to apples, categories, not categories, oh my gosh. Apples to Apples was our go-to one. We played that all the time. We would play just simple card games, stuff that wouldn't take forever and a half to play. And we would play for an hour or 2 hours, and then we'd wake up our parents, and then we'd go open presents. That was just our little tradition of us kids. Like, it let my parents sleep in for a little bit, and it gave us opportunity to get our excitement and wiggles out, and gave Santa opportunity to make sure he was gone before we went up and opened presents. And yeah, but that was our fun traditions, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. And happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Bye, fishes!